Hi everyone, my name is Tara Bartholomew, and I'm here to share with you my interview with Ryan French, the information nurse specialist at my hospital. Ryan French shared with me that right after high school, she joined the Navy. In the Navy, she worked primarily in the IT department. She describes herself as someone who is very innate with computers. She says if you give me enough time, I can wrap my head around it and figure it out. After her service ended, she decided to pursue nursing, which was a lifelong goal of hers. During her clinical rotations, she became fascinated with the ICU and was lucky enough to start her nursing career in the ICU. After 2 years in the ICU, however, she realized that she hated nursing, in her words. She realized that in the ICU there was a lot of patient death that she experienced, and she did not handle that very well. Realizing that all of this patient death was taking a negative toll on her emotionally, she decided that it was time to find another area of nursing that was a better fit. She had a friend of hers that worked as a nurse education specialist, and she asked her friend if there was an opening to please let her know, as she was interested in transferring departments. Her friend, remembering that she was really good with IT, found an INS specialist opening at the hospital and suggested to Ryan that she apply there. She got the job, and she's been an information nurse specialist ever since. She says that it's a perfect blend of informatics and nursing. She loves computers, and she has a special knack for problem solving, and she enjoys continuing to use her nursing background to problem solve for improving the EHR, advocating for nurses as plans are made to make changes to the EHR, and to introduce other technologies to the hospital as well. She says that she's always thinking about how new concepts will be affecting the nurses on the floor, and is an advocate for the floor nurse when she realizes that proposed changes may make adverse changes on the floor. Ms. French shares that informatics nurses are vital to every aspect of the hospital. She shares that our CNO is very data driven. She enjoys making decisions based on data, and therefore the informatics nurses are expected to find ways to provide that needed data to make those administrative decisions. In addition, each department really appreciates the input that she can provide, and it turns out because of all of the need for this data, she ends up being part of almost every meeting in the hospital. Every department is interested in improving outcomes and making data based decisions, and that means including the INS nurse. As a result of everyone wanting to incorporate data in their decision making plans, it means that Ms. French and the other INS specialists at our hospital tend to be involved in a lot of meetings, which means that much of their schedule is dedicated to meetings. Because education is also a part of INS, what they've realized they need to do in order to meet the demands of being part of the meetings and doing their other tasks, they have to collaborate closely with the education department so that the appropriate education can go out and they still have enough time for the remainder of their functions. She told me that the education specialists already have meetings scheduled to provide other types of education throughout the hospital, so she's able to relay IT related information to the education specialists. They can add that onto their already planned agenda, and it's not too much more effort for the education specialist to go out and make that contact with the other nurses and add that education on. And it's a time saver for the INS nurses who need to be at the meetings and also to be at their desks to perform their other tasks as well. One thing that Ms. French shared was a frustration of her job is that other people don't seem to understand the amount of work it takes to produce the data or other projects that are proposed. So one thing that she finds frustrating is if they have a new project for her, she'll let the department know, please provide X types of information so that I can go forward with the project, and That department may not realize the importance of providing that information in a timely manner. They don't realize the amount of effort it takes for Miss French to then take that information and complete the rest of the project. Another frustration is if they have a very tight deadline and it's difficult for that department to understand the amount of work it will take on Miss French's end to make that goal a reality. In the end, I'm really glad to have had the opportunity to speak with Miss French and understand more clearly the role of the informatics nurse. While I don't see myself as a future informatics nurse, I'm certain that understanding her role more clearly gave me a clearer understanding of what they do. I certainly have a more heightened appreciation for what INS nurses do, and should I work with them in the future, this information will help me collaborate with them in a more educated way so that hopefully on their end they don't experience the frustrations when working with me that they experience with people who are less informed about their role. I hope you enjoyed my recounting of my interview with Miss French, and I look forward to hearing your interviews as well. Thank you for watching.